What's up, guys? I'm pretty stoked today to be trying out the new Skydio 2 that I just got. There's 3 different ways to fly this thing with your phone, with the app, with the beacon, and with the controller. So the reason I went with the Skydio 2 is because it flies itself. I mostly just want to capture footage of me riding my bike or off-roading down some trail or exploring. That's the only reason why I bought Skydio 2. The first flight, I am just going to use the phone app and show you how that works for me. I have zero experience flying a drone. That's part of the reason why I bought Skydio 2. It flies itself and has obstacle avoidance and is pretty much foolproof. So let's test it out for myself. Alright, before you do any skills or any controls, it enters learn mode. And learn mode just teaches you all the basic controls and how to fly it. Starts that automatically. You can always access it anytime from the skills menu in the app. So here it's just showing me how to control the camera and gimbal. You just hold your finger on the screen, drag it up, down, left, right, and it adjusts the camera where it's looking at. And then here it shows you can just double tap anywhere on the screen that the camera is looking at and it'll fly right to the spot that you double tap. And then you adjust your height up or down with the arrows there on the left. And if you get too far away, it'll tell you this: height limited with poor GPS. You have to be, I'm not sure how close, but fairly close when you're using the phone app, so it can still control it. And then yeah, you can manually fly it with the joystick or the controls to go forward, back, left or right, or swivel around. And then here it's telling me to, anytime you or a vehicle are in frame, puts a little plus sign on there, and that's how you start tracking mode. So when it comes to tracking mode, you have fixed track and motion track. Fixed track is when you just want it to follow from that exact position, front, back, left or right. And then you got motion track, which I'm doing here. It adds a little bit more movement with the drone. It flies around a little bit more. It adjusts its height. It kind of varies its position a little bit more to add some more movement and cinematic stuff. Pretty rad. To the left. And it's cool. No matter what tracking mode you're in, or even any of the other skills, it's always trying to avoid crashing into things. So I'm telling it here to follow me on the right, and you can see the trees. It just goes right around them. This thing is pretty cool. If you're wondering where the audio in the video is coming from, the phone automatically records that when you're using and flying with the phone app. Trees behind it, it avoids them. Oh my god, that's awesome. Alright, so with the phone app, I believe you can only go up a certain height. Let's see. Now, those numbers must be estimations because this seems a lot higher than 53 feet. I was able to get it up there pretty high with just the phone app. I'm sure it all depends on your GPS signal, phone Wi-Fi strength, all those kinds of things. Once I was comfortable flying the Skydio with the phone app, it was time to hop in the Sprinter and hit some dirt roads and try it on tracking mode. So in these clips, I was just on fixed tracking mode, and I would adjust the position where it was tracking me from back, left, and front, and then I would also adjust the height and range. So you can see here, this is a really cool perspective from the front. As I lowered it down, you can see the landscape in the back. And then simply just by going from front to rear tracking mode, it's kind of cool here how it just pauses and waits for me to go by, and then it pulls up behind me. It does a nice little pan around. So here I started experimenting a little bit more with the range and height. I made it go out a little bit farther, and you can see it puts trees in between me and the camera. Just be careful how much you do that when you're in like thick forest. I did manage to get it lost in the forest. Now it just stops when it loses sight of you, so it's not like it's gonna go fly away, but a couple times I did have to stop because it couldn't see me anymore because there's too many trees in between me and the camera. It's pretty cool the way this thing flies around just by when you change the position from back to left or vice versa. It just, the way it maneuvers around, it really makes it look like you know what the heck you're doing, even though you probably don't. Coming from a guy who's never flown a drone in his entire life, I gotta say flying the Skydio 2 with the phone app was pretty easy. Stay tuned for 2 more videos. I'll be doing one with the beacon and one with the controller. So if you guys haven't subscribed yet, please do so. It supports the channel. We'll see you guys on the next one.